So dear student, I Rakesh Jain from Gyanwar University. Today I am going to teach you about multivibrators. After the completion of this lecture, you will be able to understand the basic function, the basic meaning of a multivibrator circuit, how many types of multivibrator are present, what are the basic differences between those multivibrator, and how to draw the transistorized and timer IC circuit of those multivibrator. So let's begin. So multivibrator is what? Multivibrator is basically an electronic circuit which is used to implement two-state circuit. For example, relaxation oscillators, flip-flops, timers. They are more than one state circuit. They are of two-state circuit. So to design those circuit, to implement those circuit, the kind of electronic circuit which we use is basically a multivibrator. Actually, a multivibrator uses amplifying devices, for example transistors, or we can say vacuum tubes. Okay, they are cross coupled by resistors or capacitors. Then we will design an electronic multivibrator circuitry. Multivibrator can be designed with the help of a transistor structure, operational amplifier structure, 555 timer structure. So we will see later on after the circuit diagram of those structure. Basically, there are three kind of multivibrators. One is the stable multivibrator, one is monostable multivibrator, and the third one is bistable multivibrator. As according to their name implies, a stable multivibrator is that multivibrator circuit which is in which no state is stable. Okay, if it is in a high state, then it will continuously switch into the lower state, then continuously switch into the higher state. So there is no stable state. So that is a stable multivibrator circuit. The second one is monostable multivibrator circuit. Mono means one, stable means stability. So monostable multivibrator is that multivibrator in which only one state is stable, the other one is not stable, or we can say the other one is quasi-stable. An external trigger pulse whenever applied, then it will change its state. The third one is bistable multivibrator. Bi means two. So bistable multivibrator is that multivibrator circuit in which there are two stable states, and for their particular operations, for their working, we use two external trigger pulses. In case of stable, the another name of stable multivibrator was free running is free running multivibrator. Monostable multivibrator, another name is one shot multivibrator. And the third one is bistable multivibrator. The another name of bistable multivibrator is flip flop. Okay. So now we see the basic of those multivibrator circuitries. And remember one more thing, that these multivibrator, the application for the mono stable multivibrator is generally the stable multivibrator generate the square wave. That's why it is used to implement the square wave generators, rectangular generators, flashers, FSK generators. The application for the monostable multivibrator is it can be used as a timers, frequency divider, pulse width modulators. Okay. So first of all, we just see on MS Paint 5 about the basic concept of those multivibrator. So see this MS Paint 5, where I am going to write down the date. It is 12th of August 2021. So let's begin. So first of all, what is the standard definition for a multivibrator? Multivibrator is an electronic circuit used to implement simple two-state devices. So I just write down the basic definition of a multivibrator. So you will see multivibrator is a circuit, is an electronic circuit actually. So multivibrator, an electronic circuit electronic circuit is used to implement basic or simple two-state device, which is used to implement two-state devices such as flip-flops, relaxation oscillator, timers, etc. Basically, these multivibrator consist of two amplifying devices which are cross-coupled by resistor or capacitor. These multivibrator basically consist two amplifying devices. Two amplifying devices, maybe transistor or uh, vacuum tube, such as transistor or vacuum tubes, which are cross coupled by resistors or capacitor. Which are cross coupled by resistors or capacitors. Okay. So basically, multivibrator, these are the standard meanings of the multivibrator, that how their circuitry will be. Their circuitry will consist basically the two amplifying devices which are cross coupled. Cross coupled means, for example, if you use two transistors, then the collector of one will be connected to the base of other and second transistor, and the second transistor collector is connected with the base of first transistor. So this is known as cross coupling. So two cross coupled devices, and the coupling is, they are not directly connected. They are connected either by capacitors, like in a stable multivibrator you will see one capacitor, one side with capacitor, one side with resistor, like in monostable multivibrator, or connected cross coupled by a parallel combination of resistor and capacitor, like in bistable multivibrator you will see later on. So they are the basic circuitry of those multivibrators. Okay, so basically there are three kind of multivibrator type, we can say. So basically there are three kind of multivibrators are of three types. One is a stable multivibrator, that is also known as free running multivibrator. A stable, I just okay, a stable multivibrator, okay, that is also known as free running multivibrator. It is also known as free running multivibrator. MV stands for multivibrator. Okay. Second one is monostable multivibrator. Let's write down MV for the multivibrator. So it is MMV. MMV. I just write down MMV. Okay. So MMV for monostable multivibrator. Okay. The another name of this monostable multivibrator is one-shot multivibrator. One-shot multivibrator. Okay. The third one is bistable multivibrator. Bistable multivibrator, we can say it is BMV. Okay, the another name for this multivibrator is flip-flop, because both the states are stable in this. So in case of a stable multivibrator, no state is stable. In case of bistable monostable multivibrator, one state is stable, another is quasi-stable. It requires one trigger, external trigger pulse. Another name is one-shot multivibrator. It can be used to implement the timers, frequency divider, pulse width modulators, like this one. And the second one is bistable multivibrator. The first one, stable multivibrator applications in square wave, rectangular pulse generator, FSK generators, flasher, voltage controlled oscillators, like this one. Okay, so see this one, and the trigger which is required for the bistable. There is no trigger pulse required for the astable, but in case of monostable, one trigger pulse is required. In case of bistable, two trigger pulse will be required. Okay. So now we will begin with the astable multivibrator first of all. Okay. So new slide. Wait. Now see. First we now start with the astable multivibrator. Now we begin our journey with the astable multivibrator circuitry. So the astable multivibrator is a kind of circuit in which no state is stable. So astable multivibrator, in short, we can say AMV. Okay, AMV, astable multivibrator. In a stable multivibrator, first thing is in a stable multivibrator there is no stable state. There is no stable state. It continuously switches between uh, high or low. Okay, there is no trigger pulse is required to change the state, called a free running. That's why it is called a free running. It is also known as free running multivibrator. Better has no trigger pulse is required to change the state. Yes. A stable multivibrator, that is also known as free running multivibrator. No stable state is present here. It continuously switches without requirement of any external trigger pulse. That's why it is also known as free running multivibrator. Yes, the applications for the stable multivibrator is square wave generators, rectangular pulse generator, voltage controlled oscillator, FSK generators. Okay. The applications of AMV are FSK, that is frequency shift keying, FSK generator, basically square wave generator, square wave, or we can say rectangular wave generators. Okay, square wave generator, voltage controlled oscillator, ECU. Etc. So in external multivibrator, there are no stable state. Now I change the colors, which are very important for us to remember. So there is no stable state. It is also known as free running multivibrator. As no trigger pulse is required. Is no trigger pulse is required in this. Applications of the stable multivibrators are, now we have to remember the applications. Okay, so the applications of the stable multivibrator are FSK generator, square wave generator, voltage controlled oscillator. These are the most important applications for the stable multivibrators. Okay, now we have to see, and one of the most important thing, when we will draw the 555 timer diagram, right now in front of you I will draw the diagram. So remember, because that is also important point that are frequently asked in the main examinations, in the competition exam, objective questions, and in viva voice, that what is the time period, what is the frequency, how the frequency, or what is the pulse width, time period is given, and that will be given as 0.693 R1 plus 2 R2 into C. We will see later on what is the meaning of this one, but you should remember, you should keep in your mind that the frequency or the time period or pulse width. Time period or pulse width in case of stable multivibrator with 555 diagram I am talking about. With 555 timer IC diagram will be given as 0.693 multiplied by R1. We will see later on what is the meaning of R1 and R2. RA, RB we can say R1 plus 2 R2 multiplied by C. That is actually on time period is 0.693 R2C and the on off time is 0.693 R1 plus R2C. So totally it will be 0.693 R1 plus 2 R2 into C. So the frequency of oscillation is given as 1 upon 0.693 R1 plus 2 R2 into C. When we will calculate 1 upon 0.693, it will be 1.453. So 1.453 upon R1 plus 2 R2 into C. Later on we will see. First of all, we just focus on the transistorized structure of the stable multivibrator. Okay, so now I am going to draw the transistorized structure for the stable multivibrator. That is very important for us to remember the transistorized diagram. Okay, wait for a while. Yes. So what is the stable multivibrator transistorized diagram? Now see this one. Transistorized circuit of AMP. And you should remember about the diagram because if we draw the correct diagram, that will be very useful for us during the time of designing because particular formula are related with the particular type of diagram. And at the right hand side, we will draw a 555 timer. AMV using 555 timer, you can say. A stable multivibrator using 555 timer. First of all, the transistorized structure, as I have already been told that there are two amplifying devices. So let's suppose I have two amplifying devices at transistor. Here I use the NPN transistor. That's why the power will be positive VCC. If I use the PNP transistor, then I must draw negative power, negative supply as for the VCC. Okay, they are common emitter configuration which I am showing you right now of those. Okay, so and they cross coupled, their devices are cross coupled via the capacitors. So what I want to say now, when I want to draw the diagram of a transistorized structure of a stable multivibrator, I must include two amplifying devices. So two amplifying devices are transistor vacuum tube. So here I draw two transistors and both are in common emitter configuration, both are NPN. Okay, so both are in common emitter configuration, that's why the emitter is common by ground. Okay, now this is the collector of first transistor and this is the collector of second transistor. This is the base of first transistor, this is the base of second transistor. For the first and second, I just write down this is a transistor T1 and this is the transistor T2. This is the first one is the transistor T1 and the second one is the transistor T2. Now the base of first transistor is connected with the collector of another transistor via a cross. This is known as cross coupling. So cross coupled of capacitor C2. Similarly, the base of second transistor is connected to the first transistor collector with the help of a cross coupled capacitor, that is C1. Okay, so this is known as cross coupling. So as I have already been told that in multi vibrator circuitry, basically two amplifying devices such as transistors or resistors are used, which are cross coupled by the resistors or capacitors or their parallel combination. So here we use two capacitors for the cross coupling of those transistors. Now the to connect the output will be taken from both the collectors. So the two output taken from the collector of one transistor, first transistor, and the collector of second transistor. The first transistor output is known as output 1. So I just write down as a abbreviation OP1, that is output 1. The second transistor, from the second transistor collector we will take the output 2. Okay. Now to connect the power supply, the 4 resistors are used. This one, this one, this one, this one. This is our VCC. And now the 2 resistors we just make. This one is R1, R2, R3, R3 here. Last one is R4. These are 4 resistors for to make the proper connections with the power supply. To make the proper connection with the power supply, these 4 resistors we use. So that is a basic transistorized structure in which R1, R2, R3, R4, these 4 resistors just plays the for the connections with the VCC. 2 transistors are used, one is T1 and one is T2. They are used such that the collector of one transistor is connected with the base of the second transistor. Kindly wait for a while. Yes. And the collector of the second transistor will be used as a to connect the with the base of first transistor. Right? So this is a transistorized structure for the astable multivibrator. Now we will see the 555 timer IC circuit diagram. You should remember how to draw the circuit so that during the time of numerical, if directly values are given and a diagram are given, you can apply a particular formula for because you remember the diagram. If you remember the diagram, then you can apply directly the formula for AMB, for BMB, for MMB. Okay. Now the 555 timer diagram. As we know that 555 timer diagram, there are 8 pins: trigger, threshold, VCC, output pin, right? Reset pin. So 4 number pin is reset, 8 number is VCC, 2 number is trigger, 6 number is threshold. It's like this. All 1 number is ground. So we just make the proper connections. So this is, let's suppose, your 555 timer IC. 555 as AMB. So I just write down AMB. So what to do? First of all, the 4th number pin and 8th number pin are connected with the VCC. VCC will be from 5 volt to 15 volt. Anything, as you know, already been studied in case of 555 timer. So 4 and 8th number pins are connected with the VCC. That is your plus 5 volt to plus 15 volt. Plus 5 volt to plus 15 volt. Okay. From the 3rd number pin, we just take the output. So that is common in all the kind of multivibrator. From the 3rd number pin, we'll take out the output. First number pin is always ground because that is a ground pin. In all case of multivibrator, first number pin is always connected with the ground. And the 5th number pin is connected with the ground pin via a small capacitor. Either you connect or not connect. Okay. So generally you should connect with 0.01 microfarad or 0.1 microfarad. Okay. So let's suppose I just give a name to that capacitor as C1. Okay, so this is pin number 5, which is connected via non-electrolytic capacitor of disc capacitor shape to the 1 number pin. I just make clear to this pin. This is 5th number. Okay. Now the remaining pin are 1, 2, 6 and 7. Let's suppose this is my 6 number pin, this is my 6 number pin, this is 7 number pin, and this is my second number pin. And just to draw a bracket so you will not be confused with the pin to this stable multivibrator. Okay, now see how they are connected with each other, so remember that this pin number 2 and 6 are shorted in case of a stable multivibrator. In each multivibrator there is a particular concept, so here pin number 2 and 6 are shorted. Okay, the time period is denoted by two resistors and one capacitor. The frequency of operation is controlled by R1, R2, and C. And what are the meaning of R1, R2, and C? Where are those resistors R1, R2, and C? In between fourth number pin and seventh number pin, the resistor R1 is connected. So I am just drawing that particular thing. A resistor is connected between fourth number and seventh number, and that is known as resistor R1. For this formula I am talking about, this is R1. In between 7 number and 6 number, which is shorted with the second pin, the resistor R2 is connected. And in between ground and resistor, this short terminal, a capacitor is connected whose value is C. And now the complete time period, now the complete frequency of operation is controlled by this R1, R2, and C. This R1, R2, and C. Okay, we will see later on when we will do the complete explanation of the STML multivibrator, but I just write down because it is an important term. So you will see that the complete operation is controlled by, wait for a while. Yes. Now see the third one, the last one, which is the most important thing is the frequency, the overall frequency, the frequency of operation. Frequency of operation is controlled by R1, R2, and C. That is the frequency of operation is controlled by R1, R2, and C. So that is a few things about the stable multivibrator now, and how to draw the diagram we understand. Now we are going to see the monostable concept, the basic concepts, and how to draw the diagram of that monostable multivibrator. Okay, wait for a while. Now we will see the concept of monostable multivibrator. That is also known as one shot multivibrator. Okay, so next. Now we will see the monostable multivibrator, that is also known as MMV or one shot multivibrator. Monostable multivibrator, that is MMV. Okay, here I type the date. Today is 12/8/2020. Okay. So now we will see the monostable multivibrator. Monostable multivibrator, as the name implies, is also known as one shot multivibrator, in which only one state is stable, another is not a stable state. It has one stable state. Trigger is basically required in this which was not available in the case of astable, but here the trigger pulse is required for the operation to change the state. So I'm just writing down. Yes, in case of monostable multivibrator, so MMB I just write. MMB has one stable state and another as quasi-stable state. One state is stable, the another one is quasi-stable state. It means not continuous stable. It is also known as one-shot multivibrator. It is also known as one-shot multivibrator. In this multivibrator, trigger pulse is required. In this multivibrator, one trigger pulse is required to change the state. Okay. In this multivibrator, one trigger pulse is required basically to change the state. Okay. Here, actually, the frequency of operation, the frequency of operation is controlled by the frequency of the trigger pulse applied. Here, the frequency of operation is controlled by the frequency of operation of the circuit. The frequency of operation of the circuit is controlled by the frequency of the trigger pulse applied. Whatever the frequency of the trigger pulse we applied, the frequency of the overall operation will be controlled by the frequency of trigger pulse. Basically, the main applications are the timers, the frequency dividers, the pulse width modulations. So I am just writing down those, the basic applications, the applications of monostable multivibrator are basic applications for the monostable multivibrator, as I told you: timers, frequency divider, pulse width modulations. Okay, frequency dividers, pulse width modulator, pulse width modulations. Okay, so the basic applications are in timers. Also, timers also I read pulse width modulations. Timers, PTs. Okay, so these are the basic applications of the monostable multivibrator, that is one-shot multivibrator, that it can be used in the pulse width modulation circuitry, in the frequency divider approach. Okay, in the timers, right? Here also the pulse width, or we can say the time period, is given as 1.1 RC. That is related with the 555 timer concept only, but I am going to write down here, so you should remember for the objective purpose. Okay, the pulse width, we can say the time period formula is 1.1 RC. Now, what is the meaning of the we will see later on. Right now, okay. So now I am changing the color of the important terms related with this. So it has one stable state. Oh, wait for a while. Okay, now I cannot change the color. Okay, so I underline them or bracket them, so you understand that it has one stable state. Okay, it is also known as one-shot multivibrator. I just move this one word from here to here. Now you will see it is known as one-shot multivibrator. One trigger pulse is required here, Okay, and the applications of the monostable multivibrators are frequency dividers, pulse width modulation timers. Okay, and the pulse width for this is not given as 1.1 RC. So these are the important terms for the objective purpose. Now we will see the transistorized structure as well as the 555 timer structure for the monostable multivibrator. So see the transistorized structure first of all. Transistorized MMB, that is monostable multivibrator. So now we first see the transistorized diagram as we used to, sorry, as we use two transistor in that case. Here also we use two transistor in common emitter configuration, that why emitter are grounded. The base of one transistor is connected with the collector of another transistor via, instead of like in a stable multivibrator, by only capacitor. The first transistor is connected with the second collector. The first transistor base is connected with the second collector via a resistor, but the second transistor base connected with the first collector via a capacitor. Okay, so what I want to say, just to see this diagram. Here I use two transistor. This is one first transistor, that is T1. Okay, and here the another transistor. This is T2. Okay, so because in common emitter mode, so the emitter is grounded like in the case of stable also, both are NPN transistor. Okay, now the base of one transistor is connected with the collector of another transistor via a resistor, and the base of second transistor is connected via the collector of first transistor with the help of a cross coupling done by a capacitor. Okay, so here I change this one. Now the VCC is connected there. So the first, this capacitor is C1, let's say. Okay, so a one resistor and load resistor that we can represent as load resistor. One resistor from here and one more load resistor from here. Okay, now they are further connected with the VCC. So here I write down VCC. Okay. Okay, so this is the load register. So I abbreviated that one as RL1, any value. So RL1 is the first load register, and this is RL2, that second load register. Okay, the first load register, sorry, the first load register and the second load register. And now the output will be taken, one of the most important thing, the output can be taken from only the collector of the second transistor via a capacitor. So this is the collector of second transistor. So via a capacitor, let's suppose the value of this capacitor is denoted by C. Now from here only we will take the output. Instead, like in a stable, two outputs will be taken from collector of first and second. Okay, now the name of the registers, this is connected with the first. So this is C1, this is C1. Now R1 and R2 name are given to those registered. Let's suppose this is, because it is connected with the first transistor, and because this resistor is used for the cross coupling with the second transistor, so I use the name R2. Now trigger pulse is also used, as I have already been mentioned. This is a monostable, so a trigger pulse is also required. So trigger pulse is applied at the base of first transistor via a capacitor. The base of first transistor via a capacitor. So this is the base of the first transistor. So now because trigger pulse is required, so this base is also connected by base supply. Let's suppose the resistance name is RB, base resistor, and the supply is VBB, which is applied here. negative supply, that is VBB, base to base. Then I can apply the trigger pulse over here via a capacitor. A small duration, let's suppose this is a trigger pulse. Okay, so a small trigger pulse is applied. Let the name of the capacitor is C2 because C1 we have already been used. So this is the complete diagram. Emitter terminals are grounded. The base is connected with the collector of another for the via the cross coupling of resistance and capacitor. So first one is connected with the collector of second one by a resistor R2. The second one is connected via the capacitor C1 with the first collector. Then R load resistor 1 and R load resistor 2, then R1, then output will be taken from the capacitor. But here, because we applied the trigger pulse, that's why base supply is also applied via resistor R3, via resistor R3. Okay, not RB. If you don't want to give the name RB, you can give the name also as R3, no problem. Okay, but the supply is, because it is applied at the base terminal, that's why I mentioned the name as VBB. Okay, now the second diagram. So you see that trigger pulse is a basic difference between the transistorized structure of both those diagram of stable and monostable, and the remaining diagram is also differ because cross coupling is done not by the capacitor only like in stable, but here we use capacitor and resistor. Trigger pulse was absent in the case of stable, but here the trigger pulse is applied. That's why base supply is also provided as VB. So you should remember the diagram. Now we will see the 555 timer diagram of the monostable multivibrator. So see the 555 structure. So MMB in the monostable multivibrator using 555. Okay, so see firstly this 555 structure. Stable multivibrator using 555. You understand this? Don't be confused. It is just you understand that it is. So, okay. Now we want to find out the same thing. Now how can we find out? See this one. Yes, let's suppose this is. So fourth number and eighth number pin as it is connected with the VCC as in the last case. So I'm just going to connect them. The fourth number pin, that is reset pin, and the eighth number pin, that is the VCC pin, is connected with the power supply. So both are connected. Both are connected with the power supply. That is from 5 volt to 15 volt, as I already mentioned. From the third number pin, we will take the output. So yes, we'll take the output from the third number pin. The first number pin is grounded. Yes, the first number pin is connected with the ground. The fifth number pin is connected via a short capacitor of 0.01 microfarad or 0.1 microfarad with the first number pin, like in the case of the previous. And let's suppose the name of this capacitor is C1. Okay. Now the remaining are 7 number pin, 6 number pin, and the second number pin, reset, threshold, and trigger pins. In the previous case of a stable multivibrator, in case of a stable multivibrator, we connected 2 number pin and 6 number pin shorted with each other. But here The 7th number pin and 6th number pin are connected to each other. They are shorted with each other. So 7 and 6 are shorted with each other, and because second number pin is trigger pin, so a trigger pulse is applied over here. A trigger pulse is applied over here. A short trigger pulse, because we require a trigger pulse. So trigger pulse as input is applied here. Trigger pulse is applied at the pin number 2. Now the rest of the components to control the frequency of operations, RC to the pulse width is depend on 1.1 RC, as I have already been mentioned above. So that R and C are connected in between the remaining circuitry. That the 4th number pin is connected via a resistor with this shorted terminal. What I want to say, sorry, that this 4th number and 8th number pin, sorry, are connected via a resistor. Okay, that is of value R, and then this 7 and 6 number pin are connected with a capacitor C, and then to ground. Okay, so this is a complete diagram of the stable multivibrator as monostable multivibrator using 555 timer. Using 555 timer. Yes, this is the complete diagram of a monostable multivibrator using 555 timer. Yes. Now we have to see the bistable multivibrator diagram. Now we have to see the bistable multivibrator, that is also known as your flip-flop. Okay. So now see. So I just save this file and open the new one. Now we are going to see the bistable multivibrator circuitry. Bistable multivibrator. Today date is 12. Bistable multivibrator is also known as BMV, that is flip-flop, also known as, it is also known as flip-flop, also known as flip-flop. Two states are stable, or we can say both the states are stable. Both states, because only two states are present, so both the states are stable. Here in this case, both the states are stable. That is also known as a flip-flop. Here, two trigger pulse we can use. Trigger input is required for changing the state. It is used as a flip-flop. So, two trigger pulse are required. Two trigger pulse are required to change the states. So in the case of stable, there was no trigger pulse. In the case of monostable, one trigger pulse is there. And now in the case of bistable, two trigger pulse are required to change the state. So all those multivibrators are quite different from each other. Okay. It is also known as flip-flop. Now we see the firstly the transistorized structure of the bistable multivibrator. So first of all, the transistorized structure of the bistable multivibrators. Here I will draw the transistorized structure. Transistorized bistable multivibrator. So like in the monostable and the stable multivibrators, here also two transistor in common emitter configurations are used, because trigger pulse are applied by the base terminal. So that's why two trigger pulse via two capacitors C3 and C4 we will apply. The coupling is done such that the base of first is connected with the collector of second via a parallel combination of resistor and capacitor. Similarly, the second one is connected via a parallel combination of resistor and capacitor. What I want to say, just see this diagram completely very carefully. So in the case of bistable multivibrator, we also use the first transistor as PNP1, in which the emitter terminal is grounded. So this is emitter, this is base, and this is the first transistor, which is mentioned as T1. The another transistor is T2. Yes. Now the base of first transistor is connected to the collector of another transistor via a parallel combination of a resistor and a capacitor. Like this cross coupling we use. And the base of second transistor is also connected with the collector of first transistor via a parallel combination of resistor and capacitor. Because two trigger pulses are applied, and we know that trigger pulses are applied at the base, so short trigger pulse is applied at the base. Similarly, here also with the base terminal, a trigger pulse is applied. Okay, then to connect the VCC, we use these registers for making the connections with the VCC. So this is my VCC. Okay, so see two cross couples. So see we can name them as, because this is with the collector of first, so I mentioned the name as C1, and the okay, register as R1. Now this resistor and capacitor parallel combination, that is of R1 C1, is the cross coupling between the collector of first and the base of second. And from this R2 and C2 parallel combination, I just connect the base of first with the collector of second transistor. Now those two registers are known as load resistor 1 and the load resistor second, which is connected with the power supply of any value. Okay. Now the base are connected with the trigger pulses, so that base supply we have to apply via the resistors like in the previous case. So a resistor is used here, a resistor is also used here, because R1 R2 we have already been given the name. So let's suppose this is R3, and this resistor is R4. Now they are connected with the negative supply of base, that is VBB. Okay, so all the names are given. Now the capacitors name C1, C2 have already been used, so our C3 and C4 we can. So this is a complete transistorized structure of the uh, bistable multivibrator. So wait for a while. Now we will see the 555 timer IC circuit of this bistable multivibrator. So you see a little bit difference between all those structure. Otherwise, the topic is very common to all of them. That is multivibrator. So this is your bistable multivibrator. So the same thing is there. From the third number pin. From the third number pin, we will take the output. The eighth number pin is connected with the VCC. Here I do not use the word that it is shorted with the fourth number pin in like in the all those cases. Okay. First number is always grounded, so here also the first number pin is connected to the ground, which is connected via a small capacitor of disk non-electrolytic capacitor from the fifth number pin via 0.01 microfarad or 0.1 or 0.1 microfarad. Okay. Now see, either you use the here there is no meaning to use the seventh number pin. Two trigger pulses are applied because the trigger pin is second number pin. So the first trigger pulse is directly applied on the second trigger pulse as that. This is your second number pin. So the first trigger pulse is directly applied via the power supply. Okay, with the power supply. Okay, so we just connected this second number pin with the eighth number pin that is connected with the VCC via resistor 8 via resistor R1. Okay, so via resistor R1, so that a voltage drop will be created and a trigger pulse is easily we can apply. So R1 to this second number pin. Now a switch is connected in between that and the ground terminal. So whenever we want, we can apply the trigger pulse. The second pin trigger pulse, we can the seventh number pin we will not use, and the fourth number pin is also to provide the trigger pulse. To provide the trigger pulse, is connected via resistor to the eighth number pin, means VCC. So let the this is a resistor R2 which is connected with the fourth number pin, so that connected via a switch with the ground terminals to apply a trigger pulse. So this is also connected. Sixth number, either you use, if you don't want to use, just connect it to the ground terminal. Just connect it to the ground terminal. Seventh number pin is not in use in case of bistable multivibrator, and sixth number pin, uh, I just mark the dash dash, so you understand that if necessary then connect, if not then no meaning of this one. So connect with the ground. So that is the bistable multivibrator using 555 timer IC. So I just write down BMV using 555. Okay. Yes. So I hope you understand. So dear students, I hope you understand about the basic differences between the stable multivibrator, monostable multivibrator and bistable multivibrator in terms of their definition, in terms of their another name, in terms of their circuit diagram, transistorized diagram, 555 timer IC diagram, their pulse width, their applications. So thank you very much for watching the video. Kindly like and subscribe the video. Thank you very much.